Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV, part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. So today I have a brand new team featuring a couple Pokemon that you probably don't really see very often at all in Battle Stadium, and I'm really excited to do this team, to show off this team. So I built this team. Now the funny thing about the building of this team was it actually started where I wanted to show off Farigiraf as a Trick Room setter, and I kind of built a team around Farigiraf where I had some Pokemon that were just kind of generically really good but also could take advantage of Trick Room. And then I also kind of decided at some point that I wanted to try Scovillain with Moody, and I just kind of like threw it on the team and made a couple changes. And so in all honesty, this is kind of the least cohesive team that I've made in a while, maybe ever, because there's not really one true like core or like one true plan with the team, if I'm being quite honest. I just kind of threw these Pokemon all together, like I said, after kind of making the Farigiraf team, and then I tested it on Showdown, and it actually was doing decently well, and the fact that it has some Pokemon that people don't typically expect actually worked in my favor a lot of the time. And Scovillain, as you'll see, is actually really good and pretty annoying once it gets those Moody boosts going. So we'll talk about the team real quick. I mean, again, it's not a super cohesive team, but I'll just kind of, let's look at the left column first, because those are like the three Pokemon that are probably the most commonly used, most powerful on the team, and I don't think there's too much explanation needed because they are all very standard sets. My Gholdengo is max special attack and max speed, and the moveset's very standard. Flutter main has Focus Sash, same thing, max special attack, max speed, and then Corviknight is the Corviknight I've been using pretty commonly in a lot of videos lately, and they just all seemed to work really well with everything else that I was trying to do on the team. And again, they're just really good Pokemon, so I don't think we need too much of an explanation for those. So with Farigiraf here, it's max special attack and max HP. Of course, it is a Trick Room setter, and really the main goal is for it to set Trick Room for itself. Although again, we do have a couple Pokemon that can take advantage of Trick Room, and with certain Pokemon in the meta, especially certain things that are super fast, almost everything on our team can take advantage of Trick Room against really fast Pokemon. So, that's kind of like the goal, but Farigiraf itself is kind of meant to be a built-in like Trick Room sweeper of sorts. And I really liked what Farigiraf has going on against some of the top meta Pokemon, because we can set Trick Room against stuff like Flutter main and Chien-Pao and actually kind of threaten them surprisingly, because they, either have moves that just can't hit us at all, some of their more powerful moves, or if they're caught off guard, we can kind of take them down without them really expecting it. So yeah, I found Farigiraf to be really good, and Armor Tail is a great ability. It makes me immune to priority moves, which Chien-Pao typically runs Ice Shard and Sucker Punch from what I've seen, so that just makes two of Chien-Pao's most common moves just unable to touch us. And Chien-Pao's pretty frail, so we can kind of potentially blast through it with a Hyper Voice. And I do have Throat Spray, which will boost my special attack stat when I use Hyper Voice, and we are Terra Normal to get that extra damage, so again, I actually found Farigiraf to be pretty surprisingly good, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon. Girafarig has always been one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I just have always thought it was really cool since Gen 2 came out, and now that it has an evolution, of course I'm happy to use it. And it is shiny. I did shiny hunt for one, and I actually ended up finding 2 shiny Girafarigs, so that was pretty fun. And then from there, when I was testing the team, I forgot who I originally had in this slot, but I started noticing that I was struggling against certain Pokemon like Chi-Yu and Ting-Lu and even Garganacl, to some degree Garganacl, but basically Gyarados proved to be a really useful Pokemon in the meta against those types of threats, but also just like in general, like it's pretty good. And Intimidate is great against physical attackers, so that gives me a little bit of support against Pokemon like Chien-Pao and stuff like that by lowering their attack. And being able to taunt Ting-Lu and also have super effective water moves, even taunting Wo-Chien is also pretty good. So taunt has been great for me with Gyarados, and this is a bulky Gyarados set, so I'm running, I think, almost max HP and then max defense and then the rest in speed, I believe. So I can taunt things, I can set up Dragon Dances, and then I can potentially sweep. So Gyarados has, again, proven to be a really nice Pokemon to add into the team. It kind of really clicked into place. And then finally we have Scovillain, which is kind of the star of the team. You know, it's kind of the main Pokemon I'm featuring, even though I said I kind of am featuring Farigiraf and Scovillain. But this Pokemon is, I mean, it can be extremely annoying. Leech Seed is very good, and with Moody, what Moody does, in case you don't know, this is Scovillain's hidden ability. Moody will, every turn, at the end of every turn, it will boost one of your stats at random by +2, and then lower one of your stats at random by -1. So basically, that's why we have Protect and Substitute. The goal is to kind of like stall out a few turns, get a few important boosts. Again, it is all random, and then get to a point where we have like +4 defense, +4 special defense, and like +2 special attack, and we can just like sweep from there. And it's really difficult for opponents to hit us, and especially if we can set up a sub, sometimes it's just impossible for opponents to break through us. So yeah, Scovillain can be really, really frustrating to play against, and I've had some games where I just kind of like completely shut my opponent out by just, you know, spamming like Protect, Sub, Leech Seed, and then just finishing them off with Flamethrower once I'm able to do that. So we're gonna see how the team works out here. Again, these are a lot of gimmicky Pokemon, but I've been having success with the team on Showdown, and it is fun, of course, and I like Scovillain. It's one of my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. It is also shiny here, so I have a lot of shinies on this team. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and show that off. Now, another thing real quick is I have a team from one of my viewers, professional YouTube watcher, so shout out to them. Thank you very much for all your support, and also for giving me a team code. They've provided me with a team code, so in either the next video or the video after that, because I'm not sure whether I'll do 2 videos in a row with this team, but either way, I will be showing off one of their teams that they shared with me, or a team that they shared with me, and I'll be showing that off pretty soon in one of my upcoming videos. So as always, well, thank you very much for that, professional YouTube watcher, but as always with everyone else as well, if you have teams that you'd like to share, feel free to leave me a code and I'd be happy to try them out on video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and let's get to the games. And game 1, we see Ting-Lu. That's something you don't see every day. And Wo-Chien, wow, or I'm sorry, Chien-Pao. I'm joking, of course, because those are 2 of the most common Pokemon in the meta. Let's see what's going on here. So Scovillain, Farigiraf. I do think I like Gyarados here. Gyarados is actually really good against their team. It can either intimidate their physical attackers, of which they have at least 3, and it also is good against Iron Moth, unless Iron Moth has an electric move, which is possible. So I do want to bring Gyarados. I probably will lead with it as well, just because it is pretty likely that they lead with Ting-Lu. Of course, the biggest threat to Gyarados is going to be that Rotom. Now, the thing is, if I'm not leading with Farigiraf, I'm not sure I bring it. In previous versions of this team, I was actually running Dazzling Gleam on Farigiraf, but I rarely ever used it, so I switched it for Shadow Ball. I think either of those moves has good merit, but Farigiraf actually looks okay here. I kind of do want to bring it, although to be honest, it's not amazing. Like, it's decent against Gholdengo, it's decent against Moth, it's okay against Mimikyu, and then I think it's okay against Rotom. I think I do just bring Scovillain here, but that's really risky because all 3 of my Pokemon, these are like my 3 like B-list Pokemon. Like, these are Pokemon that in general are not super great, although they have very niche roles in the meta. And so bringing all 3 of them is a little bit scary, so we'll see what happens here. Again, I think Gyarados is just fantastic against their team in general. The biggest problem is going to be against Rotom, so we'll see if they lead with Rotom. Of course they do. Of course they do. Now, there's a chance I could just Terra here. Good prediction on my opponent's part, though. I think they read that I was expecting them to lead with Ting-Lu, and so they figured I would lead with Gyarados here. Now, I don't want Farigiraf to take too much damage here. Thanks to Scovillain's typing, I actually take neutral damage from Hydro Pump. This is going to be a huge risk. Now, originally when I was running this team, I actually had max HP and max special defense on Scovillain, but since then I saw that Smogon had a specific set that looked pretty good, and I've been trying out that set, and that's been working really well for me. So it's like a mixed spread. It's like some HP, some speed, and then a lot of defense investment. So I don't have quite as much special defense investment, but anyways, I get in my Scovillain here. It is shiny, which is really cool. To be quite honest, I love Scovillain, but honestly, I don't love the shiny. I feel like it could have been cooler, but I'm sure it's like an homage to like a certain type of pepper or something. Let me know in the comments if you know. But now, an important thing to note about Moody here is that they did nerf it pretty significantly. Ooh, they go into Mimikyu. Huh. I'll talk about the nerf right now. I'm just kind of thinking of what I should do next, because I don't think Mimikyu is great against me, honestly. Special attack, okay. If it lowers my defense, okay. I think I'm just gonna Leech Seed here. Like, I mean, I probably should Flamethrower, to be honest. There's a lot of good options for me. I could have gone into Gyarados, because Gyarados is decent against Mimikyu. I guess I just don't know what they're gonna do. Mimikyu is kind of scary in that regard. So they do get up a Swords Dance, which is actually pretty scary as well. Now, if they're going to favor going for Ghost-type moves, I can just get a somewhat free switch into Farigiraf. But then after that, if they go for Fairy-type moves, that's obviously going to be a huge problem. So if we get a defense boost here, I'm going to feel a lot more confident about just staying in, but this can fall apart pretty quickly for us. Like, the thing is, oh wow, special attack again, and defense falls. I'm just going to go Farigiraf here. I might end up dying because I'm going to take a Ghost-type move, but then if they go for a Fairy-type move right after that, I'm probably dead. But we're just going to see what happens here. I am thinking about getting back to my story, and look how beautiful this shiny Farigiraf is. I love it. Shadow Claw, nice. Okay, that was a good read on my part, but like I said, it's also not the best on my part because I think it's pretty likely they just go for the Play Rough, right? And we can't really stall them. I think I just Twin Beam. The thing is, I think it's pretty likely they just knock us out here, but at the same time, we can't really do anything. I could go Gyarados just to get off Intimidate. But then we're just like kind of messing around. I'm gonna just Twin Beam here. They're probably gonna Play Rough and knock us out, but I'll just kind of go ahead and talk about what I was gonna say. Yeah, they do cleanly knock us out, unsurprisingly. But that gives us a free switch into Gyarados with the Intimidate, and then they still do have the Life Orb. They also, or I meant the Leech Seed, and they do have Life Orb as well. So I think this is decent for us. I think I'm just gonna Waterfall just to break that Disguise. Intimidate's pretty good as well. So anyways, what I was gonna say is they nerfed Moody in this gen. So now with Moody, it can no longer boost your evasion or accuracy, which was something that was the case in all previous generations where Moody was you know, where Moody existed. It could possibly boost your evasion, which was pretty insane because you got to a point where the Pokemon was at like +4 evasion and like all your moves were missing against it, and it was just extremely frustrating to play against. So I do understand why they did that, but it's also, if I'm playing a Moody Pokemon, it's also a little rough because now we just have to rely on like our defenses getting boosted to survive. But in my experience, Moody has still been pretty solid in this gen. Anyway, so that was an okay exchange. We do take a lot of damage from the Play Rough, but thanks to the Leech Seed and the Citrus Berry, we are going to be at pretty good health. And they do have Life Orb as well, which means that they are very gradually going to be losing health as well. I'm okay just kind of like being a little aggressive with Gyarados here because I know that they have Rotom in the back. So if basically I know Gyarados is going to go down to the Rotom at some point, so like it's okay if I kind of play recklessly with Gyarados here because it seems like Gyarados is holding its own against Mimikyu, and if they ever knock it out, like again, that's not a big problem because we know that Rotom's going to be a problem for Gyarados. Anyway, so my point is I know Gyarados is not going to single-handedly destroy this team, so I am more okay just kind of like, you know, doing this. Now, one fear that I do have here is if my opponent has Trick on their Rotom, which is very possible. They have Volt Switch, which could very well mean that they have a choice item, although I think any Rotom would run choice, or I'm sorry, would run Volt Switch. We could also Earthquake, we could also Terrastalize here to take an Electric type move, but since we don't have any good follow-up, like we don't have a lot of damage for the Rotom, I don't think it's worth it to do that and waste our Terra. So they go Volt Switch now, which is kind of good for us because if their last Pokemon is not great against Scovillain, we can hopefully get a decent boost with Moody to set us up to take on this Rotom towards the end of the battle. And I think my typing as Scovillain is going to be really good without Terrastalizing against the Rotom. They do have Chien-Pao. Ooh, okay. I think that's going to be it for us. I think that's going to be it for us, fam. Oh no. Okay, so let's see what happens here. They have not Terrastalized, and neither have we. So we might have to end up Terrastalizing. I think I just Protect right away. They could have Swords Dance. They do Terrastalize, okay. I'm just protecting just to scout and to hopefully get a good enough boost. But this is an uphill battle for us. They are Terra Poison, which is really surprising. Terra Poison. If they have Terra Blast, that's going to be funny because Terra Poison is not very common on Qianpao, and of course they would end up having the one Terra type that's super effective against us. They do have Terra Blast. That is so weird. So we're looking for a defense boost or a speed boost, preferably a speed boost. If it's not either, it is not either. So we're probably dead here. Oh, my defense falls. That we might have been able to survive if we did not get that defense drop, because now with the defense drop, on top of the fact that Qianpao lowers my defense with its ability, I don't think we're gonna have a good time here. So I'm just gonna Leech Seed here. We're probably dead. I'm gonna Terra Water, which means that I will not take super effective damage from a Terra Poison from them. But I don't think it matters because we're at -1 defense and my opponent's ability lowers our defense even further. So I just don't think that there's a good way out of this one. So pretty awkward game one. I mean, there's a chance we live. I don't think it's gonna happen though. Let's see. Terra Poison on Qianpao. That's pretty interesting. I guess that's for fairy types. We do barely survive. Okay. Okay. So we're still in this. We just need, I think at this point we need like a defense boost. We need a miracle basically. I don't think we can win this one, especially assuming they have Ice Shard. If they have Ice Shard, actually we do resist that for what it's worth, but I don't know. I'm not feeling pretty confident. Oh, we do get the defense boost. Okay. That probably just puts us at neutral defense though. Just protect here, just scout what they do. If they ever Swords Dance, I think it's game over. Especially if they have a Ice Shard. It's kind of a prediction game as well, but I think we are very, very clearly on the back foot here. They go Terra Blast again, okay. So now a speed boost won't help us because we got a speed drop the previous turn. So we just need defense boost after defense boost, which I just don't think is gonna happen. Or we need to get lucky with like a double protect, which I never like going for, but I think if I'm gonna have any chance of winning this game, I have to do that. Speed, okay. But again, given that we had the speed drop right before, we're only at +1 speed, and Qianpao is really fast, so I don't think we can outspeed them. Yeah, not at all. We're at like 162 speed, I think. We are at +2 defense. I'm gonna protect, hope for the double protect. We get it, okay. If we get another speed boost here, or even a defense boost, there's a chance we can still hang on. There's a chance. If we don't get speed or defense as our boost, I'm gonna have to try to protect a third time, which is really cheesy, I know, but I mean, there's really nothing else we can do otherwise. See, and this is why Scovillain's super annoying. Okay, that's gonna be it, I think. That's gonna be GG, because attack doesn't matter for us, and we really needed something else. I mean, we still have the defense boost, right? Whatever, I think I'm losing either way. Might as well try something. We're probably dead here. Yeah, okay, sure. I think we deserve that. We're playing Scovillain, I think we deserve that. I think that was well played on my opponent's part. I mean, they just happened to have Terra Poison on Qianpao, which is a Terra type you don't normally see on it. But anyways, yeah, we lose the first one here. Kind of awkward, but I'm still gonna keep it in. I hope that I did a decent job kind of narrating the battle and showing off what we can do in certain situations, especially with Scovillain. Usually things go better for me. I do think I played pretty roughly against the Mimikyu. I don't think I should have lost my Farigiraf that early because, yeah, I mean, it's just really likely that they do have Qianpao in the back. But yeah, we'll run it back, see how the next game goes. Wow, interesting. They have Mousehold and Arboliva. And Scizor and other things like that. Again, I think Gyarados looks pretty solid here. They have a lot of physical attackers. I mean, Corviknight's also good against physical attackers. Actually, Corviknight also looks really good here. If anything, maybe Corviknight's better because it's better against Arboliva. So I think I am going to bring Corviknight here rather than Gyarados. Although Ting-Lu is pretty annoying. As far as Farigiraf, I don't think I love Farigiraf here, because a Pokemon like Arboliva is also pretty good in Trick Room. I think Arboliva is actually a lot slower than Farigiraf, so it's possible that they could actually take advantage of the Trick Room. Ting-Lu, I kind of feel like we might need Gyarados for the Ting-Lu though, so I wonder if we go Gyarados, Corviknight, and Scovillain here. I'm going to try that. I'm going to lead Gyarados just because I really don't like a Ting Lu lead. If I lead Gyarados, I think a worst case scenario is they lead Arboliva. But that's not even that bad. And Gyarados is actually just great against their entire team. Like, not great necessarily. Like, I guess Gholdengo can be okay against Gyarados, but I actually think this is fine. I'm bringing these 3 Pokemon again. No, never mind. I didn't bring Corviknight last time. Okay. Well, Corviknight's a lot more sturdy than Farigiraf, so I think at least that'll be going for us. That's a cute picture. All right. Let's see what they lead with. It is Arboliva, kind of unsurprisingly. I think I just taunt. I know Arboliva has a really good special attack stat, so they might just go like Leaf Storm or something, but I think it's fine just scouting for that. I think I would rather lose Gyarados in this situation than not bring Gyarados and have them possibly lead with Ting Lu. Okay, now I think I just go right into Corviknight. I guess the problem here is if Taunt ever runs out, then they can just Leech Seed Corviknight, but I think I'm kind of okay with that because they might switch out after seeing how much damage they're about to do to Corviknight. Although Leech Seed is very annoying. They go Giga Drain, it does absolutely nothing. I guess we also have the option to go into Scovillain. I'm just going to Iron Defense, though. I think it's just the smartest play here. And I don't imagine they have any moves that can touch me. Yeah, so they do switch out there. So we know they have Giga Drain. We know they have Leech Seed. They might have Protect. They might have, I don't know what else. But they go into Gholdengo, which is an interesting one. The funny thing is, the whole reason I'm running Power Trip on Corviknight is because of Gholdengo. Because otherwise, we would not have a way to touch it. I kind of wonder if I just Terra now. If we Terra now, then Scovillain's going to have a much more difficult time against... Scovillain's going to have a much more difficult time against Chien-Pao, if they have it, but Corviknight might have an easier time against it. So the reason I'm thinking of going Terra is just in case they have something like Thunderbolt or something. Because if we go Terra Fighting, they actually don't have a move that's super effective against us. I'm going to go for it. This might be a huge risk. Oh, they switch. Wow. Are they going to show us their third? Or are they going to go into Arboliva? They go back into Arboliva, which is actually pretty bad for them because now all I need to do is click Body Press and they're probably dead unless they have Focus Sash, which is pretty possible. I think Focus Sash on Arboliva makes some amount of sense. But I'm Terra Fighting with a +4 defense Body Press against a normal type. So... I guess they can predict this and go right back into Corviknight, Gholdengo, but like I said, I do have Power Trip. Power Trip is not super strong. Oh, they do Terra. Good play on their part. I mean, even if, as long as it's not Ghost, we should still do a decent amount of damage. It's poison, it looks like. Yeah, it's poison. I mean, Leech Seed is very annoying, to be fair, so this probably won't knock them out, although it should do a good amount of damage. Because again, I'm at +4 and I'm a fighting type. It doesn't even do half. Okay, that's awkward. They do go Leech Seed now. I think I'm just going to go right into Scovillain then. Because especially if they have like Protect, I just don't want to mess around with that, you know. So we did burn our Terra, but I think there's a chance that it's still fine. Because now they can't Leech Seed us. We know they have Giga Drain, which also we 4 times resist. And now that they're a poison type, oh, they have Strength Sap. I actually don't care about this. Usually Strength Sap is extremely annoying, but in this situation, I just don't care about this because you can Strength Sap me all you want and get your full health, but then we're just gonna, wow, they boost that. Okay, that's annoying. But we're just gonna like rack up our stats. I'm gonna Leech Seed. There's a chance they go into Gholdengo here, which is immune to Leech Seed. Oh, they don't, okay. Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, we can just spam Flamethrower into a possible Gholdengo switch. Good thing we're not a physical attacker. Yeah, Strength Sap can be extremely obnoxious, but I think my opponent's kind of misplaying here because, like, we don't care about that. Like, there's really nothing they can do to touch us at this point. Wow, are you serious? We get another attack boost? That's so bad. Luckily, we haven't dropped our special attack, though, so this Flamethrower should still do a lot if they switch into Gholdengo, which they don't. I guess at some point I should just get behind a sub, right? Oh, they Mirror Coat. Wow, that was a good play on their... That was a good read on their part, which is kind of annoying. Because we should have just substituted there, I guess. I didn't really expect them to have Mirror Coat. But now I know their entire moveset, so I know that they just can't touch Scovillain if we're behind a sub. So now I'm just going to substitute, and if they stay in, that's just amazing for us because we're just going to keep racking up these boosts. Are you serious? We have not had good luck with Scovillain. Citrus Berry, I don't care about that either. I straight up do not care about that because again, they can't kill me. Okay, they're staying in, which is, again, just amazing for us. But our attack is our single worst stat, the one stat we do not care about. And of course, we're getting all the boosts for attack. That's funny. What are the odds on that, right? All right, so I wonder if I have Flamethrower again. Does Mirror Coat get through subs? I think it will. I think it will hit our sub if we Flamethrower and they Mirror Coat. So I think here I'm just gonna go ahead and protect, and if they switch, that's fine as well. Special attack, wow, are you serious? I mean, at least we got a defense boost for what it's worth. I think this might be the time where they finally switch though. I'm still gonna protect though, just in case. I guess, you know what I should have done? I should have gone Leech Seed. Okay, well, they don't switch. Okay, sure. Be my guest. There's no way they can break our sub if we don't Flamethrower them. They Leech Seed. Okay. Maybe they expected me to protect, or maybe they were scouting for protect. That was a weird one. So this is where you see how, I mean, I like running Scovillain, and it is fun when it works, but it is also probably not that enjoyable to watch. So I'll try to kind of like, you know, maybe speed through this if I can. Also, is there any risk of us stalling out here? That could be something to keep in mind. I guess if I Flamethrower and we burn them, see, because they have Harvest, that's so annoying. I guess we want to burn them with Flamethrower, right? Oh, they switch. Okay, here we go. I don't know if this is Gholdengo. Oh, it's this cute little guy. I love Mousehold. All right, that's good for us. So we get some damage on them. Yeah, that's some great damage too. Now, oh, the thing about Tandem Mouse is it has Population Bomb, so that actually breaks through our substitute, which is pretty rough. We got to get a defense speed boost. I don't think that's enough because I think we got a speed drop one turn. Yikes. +3 defense. Okay. I think that's fine, actually. We should be able to survive that. Actually, I think I protect here, although the risk to this is if it lowers our defense. Okay, they switch. Sure. That's fine. Are they going back into Arboliva? Okay, Gholdengo, sure. So, I mean, against Gholdengo, I'm just free to go Flamethrower. Actually, does Shadow Ball break through a sub? I think it might, actually. Oh, there we go. That's nice. I should be able to live regardless, though. I'm at -1 special defense. Yeah, I am. Whatever, I'm gonna Flamethrower. If we lose, we deserve it. Oh no, everyone. What am I doing? Oh, good, okay. I thought it broke through the sub. Maybe that's just Infiltrator. I know there are moves, I think it's sound-based moves that break through subs, that like ignore a substitute and go and do damage directly. Okay, we do a lot of damage there. And we do have a Protect up, so like if we don't get a speed boost here, we can just Protect. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I mean, Tandem Mouse is scary, or Mousehold is scary. I think I just Flamethrower though. We should be faster than them unless they're Scarfed. There we go. All right, Gholdengo's down. We know Arboliva cannot touch us. Mousehold is really low, so as long as we don't take a hit from like Population Bomb, I think we're fine on that. And I think Mousehold's not super fast, so there's a chance we're faster than it right now. Attack boost, we don't need that. Oh, and speed drop, yikes. If they go Mousehold, they go Arboliva. +1 speed, I just get a sub. I mean, okay, the battle's canceled. I was like, yeah, I mean, I think I just win, right? Yeah. Okay, that's a funny one. Wow. So again, I mean, as I was doing that battle, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I won't do this team in the next video because it's very stally like that. But I do like Scovillain. It is extremely obnoxious, but it's also extremely fun. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see this team again in the next video. I'm going to do one more battle here, but just let me know in the comments, or if you'd like to see a new team that's less stally. So let's do one more here, see how it goes. And game number 3 here. Breloom is also a little rough. I do have Gholdengo though. And Scovillain. I mean, the funny thing is we have Pokemon that are good against certain aspects of Breloom, but also rough. Like Scovillain doesn't get spored, but it does take a lot of damage from like a Mach Punch. Farigiraf's the opposite. Farigiraf ignores Mach Punch, but then it can get spored. We also have Twin Beam though for... yeah, this is kind of awkward. They also do have Ting Lu, which leads me to want to lead with Gyarados. Gyarados is actually pretty good overall, but then they do have Iron Bundle. Huh. I kind of think I need to bring Flutter main, right? I don't know. This is actually rough. Farigiraf's okay. They just have so many strong Pokemon. I'm going to bring Scovillain, and I'm probably going to regret it. I feel rough bringing Corviknight, so I think it's going to be between these two. Huh. Gotta make a decision. I'm going to go Farigiraf. I might regret that. I just think Farigiraf, it can be decent against Dragonite because it's immune to extreme speed, and then I can like Twin Beam to break the multi-scale. And I can set up Trick Room. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. At the very least, at least I'm bringing some interesting Pokemon so we can at least see how they function against some of the top meta Pokemon like my opponent has. They lead with Breloom. That is not surprising. I should have expected that. Now the thing here is though, if I expect them to go for Spore, I can actually go right into Scovillain to eat the Spore, and with the Intimidate from Gyarados, I should be able to take a Mach Punch decently well as well. Worst case scenario is they have like a Rock Tomb or something, because that'll be super effective against me, but otherwise they might not be able to do all that much damage to me. So they do go Spore, which means we get a free Moody boost, which is awesome. And it's defense. That is perfect. That might force a switch, honestly, because now we're just like perfect against Breloom. I think we're just free to go for a Flamethrower. Like there's nothing they can really do against us. And again, that gives us, them switching gives us yet another free Moody boost. So you can kind of see how Gyarados and Scovillain work pretty well together like that, where, you know, it can set up for you. It can kind of help you in that way. So now we're at +2 defense and +2 special defense. I'm just going to Leech Seed here. Leech Seed's pretty good against Dragonite. If they Dragon Dance, it's actually not that bad. And they have Earthquake, which is actually going to be neutral against us because we are a Grass and Fire type. So our defensive typing is actually pretty solid. And Leech Seed, I think, is probably going to scare my opponent out. So I'm going to get a little annoying here and just go right for the substitute. If they stay in an Earthquake, they'll probably be faster. So we'll take a little bit of damage first and then get behind our sub. And if they switch, we get a free substitute. So again, yeah, and we get a speed boost here. So this is just working, and an attack drop. This is honestly, so far, this is working perfectly for us. Like everything is lining up just perfectly for us. We sub now, we're faster than them. Being faster is a little bit of a liability though, because if they go for Earthquake, they might break our sub. They do Dragon Dance though, so honestly, they're not gonna wanna stay in for too long against us because the Leech Seed is gonna be racking up. And if we ever start getting special attack boosts, our Flamethrowers are also going to be doing more damage. Like I had said though, there was a point where I had Protect, Leech Seed, Flamethrower, and Terra Blast with Terra Fairy. Obviously this would be a situation where Terra Fairy would absolutely come in handy, but I've been liking Substitute a lot, as you can see. So wow, that's just perfect. So that first game we were getting all our attack boosts, which we didn't need. This time we're getting all the attack drops, which is just amazing for us. So I'm just going to Flamethrower here. I know there's a risk of them attacking us and breaking our sub, but I'm just going to be really bold here. And they do end up switching, which is just perfect. They go into Chi-Yu, which is definitely scary, and they are going to resist the Flamethrower, but it should still do enough damage, some damage. That's not a lot. But this lets us go for yet another Leech Seed. And I mean, we're just kind of in command of this game. We know their whole team, so we know how to play around all of them. If we really want to, there could be a point where we Terra if we feel like we need to. Yeah, I'm just gonna Leech Seed. Because it just like, oh, and we're still faster. That's also really good to know. I guess Chi-Yu is not super fast. But yeah, I mean, this is just working so well for us here. They're going to break our sub here, though, I imagine, even though we got the special defense boost, because Chi-Yu is really powerful. And again, its ability lowers our special defense as well. So it just adds on to that already really high special attack stat. I think I'm just gonna flamethrower. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Ooh, and the attack drop, that's just perfect. This is really going our way. We could Terra here. I think we Terra. And then flamethrower. We Terra so we can resist the fire move. Going Terra is rough against Breloom because of the spore, because it means that we can now be spored. But I don't think I'm that afraid of that happening, to be honest. Like I mean, I'm afraid of getting spored, but I don't think I'm that afraid of like the fact that we can be spored, because we're probably going to be faster than Breloom. So I think this is okay for us. All right, that does a little bit of damage, but with the Leech Seed, that's also just going to rack up. That does negligible damage, which is a little embarrassing for a Chi-Yu. I think this is a turn where I'm probably just going to go ahead and substitute, as my opponent is likely to switch, I think, because their Chi-Yu is actually going to be going down pretty soon. So, I mean, everything is going really well for us this game so far. Oh, wow, I'm so lucky. Another attack drop, that's amazing. And that defense boost just makes us perfect against Dragonite and Breloom. Yeah, it's early in the battle, but I could see us winning this one. Again, everything's just lining up perfectly for us. We're getting all the right boosts. We're annoying the heck out of them, I imagine. Now, okay, this could get broken by a flamethrower. I don't really know how much damage it did. No, it doesn't. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So that's probably going to be game, because now we knock out Chi-Yu, and then their last two Pokemon are just going to really struggle against me. Like, Flamethrower is super effective against Breloom. Lowers our special attack. Honestly, that's not something we're happy to see. Like, Leech Seed is great against Dragonite, and then Flamethrower is great against Breloom. And we're just accumulating those boosts over and over. So Chi-Yu's down. That was honestly a huge threat for us, and it's gone. And I guess, you know, Scovillain has done so much damage at this point that, like, even if there's a world where it goes down, like it faints, we have done so much damage to, like, all their other Pokemon that it's possible, like, our other Pokemon... Wow. Okay, I understand that. I do understand that. So they just rage quit there. Okay, so yeah, let's get to the team. Let's talk about the team here. So that is the Scovillain Moody team with Farigiraf. If I'm being completely honest, as much as I love Farigiraf, as I said, since the two of them are not super cohesive together, I could see a world where where you basically swap Farigiraf for something else. Like, everything else on this team helps Scovillain in some way. As you saw, Gyarados is a great partner for Scovillain. But if you're looking to build a team like this yourself, it is possible to try something else other than Farigiraf. But of course, you can just try my team right there. There's the code for you. If you want to annoy the heck out of your opponents. It's one of those teams where you play it, and if everything works really well for you, it feels great, but then at the same time, in the back of your mind, it also feels kind of bad because it feels like, you know, you're just doing something that's so cheesy and hacks oriented that it can be really, I mean it's luck oriented, not necessarily hacks oriented, but you do feel pretty annoying. And as you saw with the opponent rage quitting in the last one, like, my opponent had a good team and I think they played as well as they could, but that kind of just didn't matter when I was getting all the right boosts on Scovillain. But it's still fun, and Scovillain's an amazing Pokemon. I love it so much. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos like this one, and let me know in the comments what you thought of the team and if you want to try it out yourself, and if you have any suggestions for other Pokemon I should use on this team. Also, if you have any teams to share with me, feel free to drop the code. I'll see you next time.